Hi, everybody. My name is Eleni, and I'm applying for co-founder in residence. I'm based out of Newport Beach in Southern California, and I'm currently a part of a startup called VibeCheck. But before I go into that, I do kind of want to go into my personal story, how my time at ASU kind of shaped who I am and got me into the startup world, and also then we'll dive right into Vibe Check. I will include at the end a video of me presenting and speaking at SoCal Startup Day back in November. So let's hit it. So I went to school in Arizona. I studied biology and chemistry at ASU, and there is actually where I met my current co-founder. And we created this thing called the ASU list. Think of it as a Facebook marketplace, but before Facebook marketplace was a thing, it was a student run platform that people could ask for roommates, people could find study groups, people could hire tutors, anything that you could think of. We quickly grew it to 80,000 users. We had at one point ASU trying to buy it for us, but it was really important for us to keep it a student run group. And yeah, I'm actually still admin of that today. But so that was my first dip in the water. That was great. And then I actually worked for a med tech company while I was there. I interned for school credit at EpiFinder, and it is a med tech company where it helps doctors better diagnose epilepsy patients because it is one of the most misdiagnosed diseases. There's over 50 types of epilepsy, and people typically get put in one of the four categories. And then from there, misdiagnosis, you're on the incorrect medications, which leads to more seizures, and it's just like a vicious cycle. So, in doing that, I actually started on the research side because I came in with bio and chem, and I was reading clinical trials and inputting the data into the back end, into their ontologies. And given my personality, I would say that it's not where I was best well suited. And one of the co-founders asked me, just like, hey, do you by chance want to switch to the business development and marketing side? Best decision ever, because that's when I first got exposed to pitch competitions, meeting with investors, doing quarterly updates, understanding how co-founders create kind of a roadmap, and whether that's a long-term roadmap, even though that's really hard in the startup world, and also how to be able to like pivot quickly, what's working, what's not working. And I became obsessed. I even got to go to CES one day. So that was fantastic. Upon graduating and moving back to Southern California, I worked for another tech company where I was just doing straight sales. It was software sales. But that is where I got exposure to cybersecurity. So I befriended my CIO. He was an ex pen tester, and he was a white hat hacker. And he kind of just threw it out there one day, being like, hey, it seems like you're interested in this. Have you ever thought of going into a boot camp? So from there, went to UCI's cybersecurity boot camp. It was, oh gosh, I believe a 6-month program. I was going there 4 days a week, still working full time. But I was absolutely fascinated. It's where I first started learning about like worms, Trojan horses, Stuxnet, which is crazy malware. But anyways, I was probably one of the beginners in cybersecurity. As of like, there were certain people in the program that had 15 plus years of experience in the IT and security space. So it was great because it was a smaller cohort, but I got to learn from people that were years ahead of me. And then also there were people that I was learning right next to, like, hey, what do you like about this? And it's very interesting seeing what everyone likes about security. Like, I found pen testing and incident response the most fascinating, but I have other people that were very into like the integrity of security posture. So from there, worked at Silence, who got bought out by BlackBerry, and I was again on the sales side there. And I got to work on the federal team, which was one of the most, again, eye-opening experiences because you're working with federal teams who are advising on security posture for the Navy, maybe the Department of Energy. I got to sit in on really cool calls with the NSA, for example, or FBI. And there are these, huge government organizations, and I got to sit and be a fly on these walls in these conversations and kind of just be that initial point of contact of, hey, what are you guys looking for? What does that look like? What is your guys' roadmap for the next 3 to 4 years, and where are you guys allocating your guys' budget? So that was really, really cool. But in that time, also in tandem, I started this current project that I spoke of earlier, Vibe Check. So I started that in 2021, and I just, again, went to my co-founder and said, hey, I have this idea. I'm curious if this is something that you could build out, and if you actually see like a product market fit, and if we can just kind of, see what happens. And he said, absolutely, this is something that we can do, but I want to be partners. And from there, the rest is history. 3 years later, we launched our beta onto the App Store. We are about to release our version 1, if you will, we launched our MVP onto the App Store. We did a huge beta test for about a year with that, and then we are currently beta testing our version 1 and hoping to release that shortly. Learned a lot in all of the process of, working closely with the engineering team, building up a marketing strategy, seeing, is there a market fit for this? Are there people that would actually be interested in this? And what is the problem that we are solving? So yeah, I will include after this the video of my speech at SoCal Startup Day, and I hope to talk to you guys soon about this. And yeah, all right, see ya.
Hi everybody, my name is Eleni and I'm CEO and co-founder of Vibe Check. Have you ever missed out on a local event simply because you didn't know it was happening? Or maybe you find current review platforms like Yelp or Google to be unreliable and or outdated. We are here to fix that. Now imagine getting a push notification about the best events and deals personalized to you based on your likes and past experiences, all in one app. What makes us different is the ability for users to filter down to exactly what they're looking for with real crowd monitoring. So we'll let you know if it's busy or not. So whether you're looking for an intimate speakeasy, live music on a rooftop, or some good old-fashioned line dancing, we've got you covered. We soft launched this summer in Newport Beach and have organically grown to 600 beta users with over 1,300 establishments. We are doing a convertible note with a 5 million cap, and if you want to come talk to me, find us in the back corner of Vibe Check. Thank you.
Yeah. And so this is going to be the last pitching company of this section, and we're going to